Hello, just want to do a quick tutorial on how to set up Dragons Down, the board game. Just came out, Kickstarter coming out now. People are just starting to get it. So I just wanted to go over quickly how to set it up. What I've got here today is just the base game, the core box that has 3 terrain packs. And I was going to go over how to set that up for an open realm scenario, and how to set up a quick character real quick. So let's set this aside and clear off the table. First thing we're going to do is pull out the 3 terrain packs that we're going to be setting up. Got the caves, the mountains, and the woods. These are 2-sided. There's a more difficult side that has some added text for finding secrets and treasures, and then there's a kind of more basic side, the beginner-friendly side, that does not include that. So we're going to play with the beginner side on these. Make sure each one of them are on the beginner side and don't have any additional text. So we're going to lay these out. I'm going to put them over here. Some of them might be off camera a little bit. I'll try to make sure that you can see them just kind of next to each other, so I'll have easy access. I also wanted to point out I'm going to be setting up a 1-player game, so we'll just have 1-player board out here. The next step, once I've done that, is we're going to shuffle up the wilderness tokens that go on each of these. So each of these mats are going to have a assortment of chits that go on them that will be drawn as you go out and explore the realm. We'll be pulling these out and putting them on the map. Some of them have items, some of them have gates, some will bring out sites that you can loot and find treasure, and some of them will be sites themselves, like this secret cache. So there's a whole variety of things that you can come across as you explore. A lot of it's driven from these wilderness chits that come out. So we'll give this a little shuffle, and then we'll put them out on the mats. Notably, we don't set up anything else on these sites right here. We leave the rest of the locations blank, and we'll set those up. You set them up as you go around and explore and discover these different sites. So once we have those set up, we're going to create a civilization token pool. So each terrain pack comes with 2 of these little civilization tokens that have on the other side kind of some people you can visit. When you go visit civilizations, you'll see one of these is empty, but they do denote what terrain pack they go with. So these are the 2 from the caves. So we'll have 2 from the mountains, 2 from the caves, and 2 from the woods all together. And we're going to shuffle those up and create one stack that we'll draw. So as we go visit some civilizations in the world, in the realm, we will come across merchants and folks we can trade with and get missions from. So I will set those aside. Each terrain pack comes with a number of different sites. They are listed on the different terrains. You can see, for example, the mountains has the crypt and the chamber and the hoard that you can discover. And then the last bit on here is the scholar, which is a merchant. We just shuffled him up into the civilization chits pile. And this is all the different sites you can discover, the treasure sites. So you'll see here's a hoard, for example, that goes with the mountain terrain pack. And here's the chamber, which also is the mountain terrain pack. Shrine with the woods, and so on and so forth. All the different places to discover. And we are going to shuffle those up. And create our site pile. Oop, there goes one. And I'll set this right here for now. Right there. And we'll put these right here. All right. And now we're going to create our decks of cards. I've actually already pre-shuffled all the cards. We're just going to lay those out here. We've got, as I'll just kind of show as we go, we've got the treasure deck, which I'll set over here. Oop, make sure you can see it. And we've got the mission deck, which I'll set over here. We have an item deck right here that I'm going to lay out, and a deep treasure deck. Just like treasures, but better. And then we have a spell deck as well. You can find spells and learn spells in the game. And the next we're going to lay out the monsters for this. So we will lay out, there's a monster, I've got 4 racks of monster chips. 3 of them correspond roughly with the terrain packs, and then one of them will have a lot of the heroes that you can choose and play. So I'll put these out. This one goes out next to, let's see, with the caves. This one goes with the woods. This one has our hero chits, and it's a few other things. And then we also have this that corresponds to the mountains. These are going to be our mountain monsters. Lots of dragons and things flying around there. Then we will put out our tokens that we'll need during the game. These I've already kind of pre-sorted and laid out, but I'll just lay them out now. I'll show you what we've got. We've got just a bunch of cubes we'll use for our characters. These are going to represent your attack speed and defense speed, maneuver speed, your health, and also magic abilities. And also you have these pink cubes to kind of track your actions and a number of other things throughout the game. So just kind of a resource pile there. We have your legend points. It comes in 1s and 5s. You got fame that comes in a variety of different denominations. 1, 5s, 20s, and 50s. We'll have all these laying out here to access. And then finally, a pile of gold that you can use to buy and sell goods. So we'll put these here. Then we're going to put out just a few more things. We've got some outlaw tokens. You can be a bad guy in here, and if you do bad things, you'll accumulate these, which have a chance of negatively impacting your score at the end of the game. So we'll just have these easily accessible. Just have a big pile of dice accessible. So these are all the dice we're going to be rolling during the game. I'll just make a big pile right here. And then we're going to put out these 3 cards that correspond to the civilizations. You've got the priests, the dwarves, and the knights. The knights live in the mountains at the keep. Dwarves live at the mines and the caves, and the priests live in the woods at the sanctuary. And you can see where on the card it says where this is located. Here's at the mine, and then at the keep. And these will tell you as you're traveling around, kind of, they give you some ways to get points during the game. And they are double-sided, and they have different things on each side. So I'm just gonna kind of randomly flip them around and lay them out over here. So I'll put the priests above the woods, dwarves above the caves, and the knights above the mountains. And then finally, we're going to start laying out our map. So we'll start with a random one in the middle. For a solo game, I'm going to be setting out all the tiles. For a multiplayer game, you would divvy up the tiles between all the different players, and people would take turns laying out a map tile. So I will just go ahead and start with one. So there we have our map built out. It did not take very long to do. And so once we've got that, we're going to figure out where our civilizations get placed. We have the keep, the mine, and the sanctuary. They have to go on an individual space. So we have the 3 chits for each one for each one. So do the keep first, which is going to go over here. I'm just going to roll a d6 to tell me which space it'll go on, and it's going to go on space 3. The mine is going to go on space 4 on the mine tile. That says mine right there. And the sanctuary is going to go on, I'll reroll, space 2 on the sanctuary tile. And then on each of these terrain cards, it does say what natives are going to go on at each location. So the mine, for example, says put all dwarves at the mine. So we're going to put all the dwarves. We've got some stack of dwarves. We're going to put them at the mine. The acolyte and the high priest leader, acolytes, at the sanctuary. And the knights will be at the keep. And there we go. We are all set and ready to start building our character for the game. So we can go ahead and do that real quick. We'll start with an easy character to build out. No magic for this one. Put my player board down here. Let me actually put it up a little bit just so the camera can see it okay. We do have a whole variety of different types of characters to choose. We can have, there's a warrior, knight, sorcerer, which does magic, archer, rogue, and each one has a special ability up here that's referenced in the rule book that tells you what you can do with that that character. You'll notice each one has some different symbols up here, some different levels of health, and different boxes down here. That'll be important later in the game, but you just kind of get an idea for all the different kinds of characters you could be. The druid, which does green magic, the conjurer, cleric, which will do white, and maybe some green magic, and then barbarian. So for this, we'll do the knight, who I know has a special ability to, they can heal easier. This tells you what their starting equipment will be. Each sign has a different set of starting equipment. So we'll do we'll start with the chainmail, a sword, a shield, and just 1 gold. Let's put this down here. To pair up with that knight, you can choose a lineage. So you could be a human. Each lineage has a bunch of different variations of depictions you can choose from. And they all have the same stats though. So we'll be this dude right here. You can see there's more symbols over here and more boxes, and it tells you what those boxes actually match up with. This will be your attack speed and your maneuver speed. And the lineage also gives you a different special ability. So for this one, for example, when you're in a civilization, you get 1 extra action tile. So that'll be pretty good. So we've got our human knight over here, and the last few bits to get him started are, the cards tell you at the bottom, goes up, what cubes you're going to use for this character, and you're going to use those cubes primarily for combat or spell casting if you're a magic user. So I'm going to grab those cubes and the hearts for our health, and then and also this starting equipment, and we'll be ready to start a game. So let me do that. He's going to have 4 brown cubes, and I'll put them over in the healthy cube spot. He's going to get 3 red cubes. Red are the little bit darker pink. There's pink and then these kind of light red, very light red pinks. And then 3 hearts. And then finally, we're gonna shuffle through and we'll get our chainmail, longsword, and shield. So there's our shield. Set that down here. Longsword here. And then chainmail's here. And then 1 gold. We'll take this 1 gold and put it in our backpack. So we'll equip these items. We got the chainmail, it's gonna go down here in the armor section. Shield will go here in our hand, and then where the weapon's equipped, and then our longsword is gonna go on the other weapon spot. So now we can grab the knight's character, I'll keep on and call it the chip, and we are ready to go adventuring on the board. So thank you for watching that. That is how to set up Dragons Down.